Hey, help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also, hit that like button to subscribe if you want more Cavs-focused content. You know, in life, you get to witness and be a part of so very few great eras, great moments. Those of us who were born before 2007, we lived through the LeBron era. We know what that felt like, but you really think about it, the peak of the LeBron era was like 10 years ago, right? With the 2016 championship. And I just hope that Cavs fans can understand the seriousness of what it is that we're experiencing. I hope that everybody is protecting their neck, staying safe, because, ladies and gentlemen, we have just entered Evan Mobley's sniper era, and I don't know when he's going to stop shooting, because he's killing them right now. He's killing them right now. No joke. Dead serious. Evan Mobley was a monster in tonight's game from downtown. I think he made 4 threes in this game, and like all of these threes that he made, clutch, timely threes. The Cavs ran 2 plays to get Evan Mobley a 3-point shot in this game. Think about that. The Cavs ran 2 plays in this game late to get Evan Mobley a 3-point look. And then he took them and he cashed them both times. Splat. Nothing but net. I know when he had the first crazy 3-point game, people were like, I don't know. But he's shooting 41%. He's taking more threes. These threes are looking smooth as butter. Today, 4-6 from 3. We're going to have to admit at some point, my man's entered his sniper era. And Evan Mobley with the 3-point shot, you got to worry about is an Evan Mobley that terrorizes folks. Did you see what Evan Mobley did to what's his name? Michael Porter Jr.? Terrorized that young man. Okay, and Evan Mobley's younger than him. Terrorized that young gentleman. Just went at him. In the second half of this game, Evan Mobley attacked Michael Porter Jr. like he was food. Food, I tell you. Like every time you would have thought Michael Porter Jr. said something very ungodlike or something like that to Evan Mobley. Like he just said something just disrespectful. The way Evan Mobley was just going at him in his chest the whole time, just banging on him. Hey, it felt personal. It felt Brandon Jennings level personal. But yeah, Evan just went at Michael Porter Jr. every time he saw him. And he got Michael Porter Jr. into foul trouble. Now, the one criticism I have this Cavs team real quick is that they got into the bonus, I believe, with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. And I thought they should have been way more aggressive going to the hoop, knowing that they were going to get foul shots. They didn't do that. They still scored 36 points in that quarter. So, it's not that much to complain about. But I do think they could have really dried out the pace to this game if they had gone that way. But their approach worked fine, right? Defensively wasn't the most solid game for the Cavs. They came out, gave up 38 points in the first quarter. Thought they really tightened up in the second quarter, and then that made the difference for the rest of the game. Because if you look, the Nuggets pretty much were scoring with the Cavs all game except for that second quarter. But the Cavs' effort in that second quarter made up the difference in the game, basically. So you end up doing enough to win here. Look, a road win is impressive. A road win on the West Coast isn't, not the West Coast, the Central Coast. Well, not the Central Coast. In the Central time zone is impressive. No, it's Mountain time zone. My bad. In the Mountain time zone is impressive. I finally got there. But also, a road win in Denver, where it's especially difficult to win, is also very impressive. Cavs have 27 wins. That's extremely impressive. and they're starting off their West Coast trip pretty well. Now, I think a lot of people are going to build their perception of the Cavaliers by the end of this month, because if you look at the Cavs schedule, you're going to play some heavyweights, some teams that everybody watches, right? And then you're going to start off with a really big game against the Oklahoma City Thunder in January. But you play Golden State, you play LA. If you just run through this West Coast trip, come back to the Central Time Zone, you get a dub. Not only would the Cavs have won 9 games in a row up to that point, but also you would be going back at home. You play Charlotte. You would hope you could beat them. You would be on ESPN playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, you know, people think are a contender as well, who are the number 1 team in the West and have the second best record in the NBA, on a massive game on Wednesday on ESPN. So if you're looking for the next barometer game for the Cavs to get to, this week's gonna be full of them, right? Beating Golden State's gonna be a big barometer for this team on the road. Beating LA on the road is gonna be a big barometer game, especially on a back-to-back on the second night. Coming back a couple days later, getting Dallas. You know, I know they lost. Did they lose Luka for a little bit? I think they lost Luka for a little bit, so that might be easier. Then you get Charlotte and then Oklahoma City. Gonna be a tough game there. That's gonna be the one a lot of people are circling to figure out what this Cavs team is. But I'm here to tell you, I did the video earlier where I was talking about the Cavs being one of the few teams to get to the amount of wins that they've got to before Christmas. Most of those teams get to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavs are a true contender. You don't get to this record in the regular season by accident. So that is who the Cavs are. And they showed it again against Denver. What I really liked about this game is that Denver really had a lot of heart. Like, say what you want about Russell Westbrook, but Russ does, like, play his ass off legitimately. And he was trying this whole game to get something going for for the Nuggets, to keep them in the game. And there were a couple of runs where the Nuggets got back in within 10. But every time that the Nuggets pulled back in within like 13, 10, 11, the Cavs just responded with the most, if I were a Nugget fan, what I would feel like were just some disheartening three-point makes from them. The Cavs shot the ball extremely well tonight from 3, 47.9% from the floor at 3. But Dean Wade was 3 of 4 from 3. He smacked a couple of mean ones. Evan Mobley, we discussed this, 4 of 6. Then you had Darius, he made 2. Donovan had 6 of 12. George Niang made a 3. Karis LeVert was 3 of 4 on some disgusting three-point attempts. And then Max Strus made one. Also, Sam Merrill smacked 3 of 4. You got really good scoring from your bench. But what really carries you in this game was your core 4 if you're the Cavaliers. Every single player in the core 4 got over 20 points. Evan Mobley had 26, 6, and 6. Jared Allen had 22, 10, and 4, and 3 steals and a block. He was a monster on the defensive end today. Like, if I had to give the award to who played the best overall, it would be Jared Allen, because he was just killing folks defensively. Now, Evan came in there, got a block at the end of the game. That was pretty big. But Jared was just there all game, just like destroying things for that Nuggets offense. And then Darius Garland played well, 25, 7, and 2. Donovan Mitchell, who was on a heater, he was 10 of 17 in this game in just 30 minutes, 33 points, and 6 assists, 6 rebounds. When you get this kind of performance from your core 4, and then you get the bench to go off on top of that, this team's unstoppable. It doesn't matter if you're a former championship team like the Denver Nuggets. It doesn't matter if Jokic goes off and you get 27 from Jamal Murray, right? It doesn't matter if you get 18 from Peyton Watson. You still can't really do much against this Cavs team because they just have too much firepower. And when push comes down to shove and they need to get a stop, this is a team that's very capable of getting those stops. This Cavs team is so good. I'm so excited to see what they become as this season goes on, because I think they're going to continue to grow. Hopefully they can stay as healthy as possible. There was a little bit of a scare here with Donovan Mitchell and his ankle. But other than that, I think you left this game pretty healthy. And Donovan Mitchell came back, played a ton of minutes after that. So don't anticipate there being a problem here. Yeah, this is the Cavs. They are a very, very impressive team. They're stacking up some very, very impressive wins. I know that people love to discredit whatever this team does, but beating the Denver Nuggets with the three-time MVP playing well at his home court by a convincing margin and putting up 100, almost 150 points on the road. That's, by the way, a Cavs record. How can you tell me that this team is not legit? How can you tell me that this is a fluke? There hasn't been very many fluke 27-4 win teams. Like, a fluke don't go 27-4. Maybe a fluke can go 5-0 to start the regular season. But, you know, there's a lot of people acting like this Cavs team isn't doing what they're doing. And look, people did this with the Oklahoma City Thunder last year, and the Thunder weren't doing what the Cavs are doing right now. But people did this with the Thunder. It's going to take a couple games for people to, on national TV, for people to give them the respect. But if you've been watching this day in and day out, you know what the Cavs have, and what they have is something special. And Evan Mobley becoming a sniper, smacking threes. Like, DeAndre Jordan was out there, like, stressed. Do I got to run up and guard this man at the three-point line? I know Michael Porter Jr. was stressed. Every time Evan touched that ball, he didn't know what to do. Evan Mobley just went straight at. And that's the one, look, I got to talk about that too, because as much as Evan Mobley making these threes is important, the fact that Evan Mobley has the confidence in his physical ability to just attack somebody like that, and basically out-physical somebody. And not just out-physical somebody. Like, point to somebody and say, I'm going out-physical you. I'm going to muscle you up. That is what I think is the most important thing for Evan Mobley to add to his game, because sometimes he's not aggressive. Remember that one time, I think it was against the Knicks or something like that? Or was it against the Orlando Magic? Evan had like a point guard posted up. I think it was, who was it? It was Greg Anthony's kid. He had Greg Anthony's kid posted up against the Magic, and he didn't do nothing with it. And that drove me crazy last year. But that's not happening this year. He, like, screw going at Greg Anthony's kid. He's going at Michael Porter like this. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Evan making threes. Evan's being confident in his physical maturity. Watch out, man, because if that dude gets to his potential, if that dude is a threat to get 20 to 30 every night, good luck. That's a hell of a team to defend. It's a hell of a team to beat in 7 games. And then you're getting this bench with Donovan Mitchell, with Darius Garland, with Jarrett Allen. That's a contender right there. And when they play like this, they prove it. Because they didn't even play that well today. They still smacked the Nuggets. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Have a great day. Having a better night. Peace.